Welcome everybody to Modded Survival. Now last episode we spent a whole hell of a lot of time kind of messing around and not really getting any progress. We were looking for a specific structure and unfortunately we failed miserably to find it. Now we are quickly running out of time. The more episodes that pass, the harder this is going to get for us. The first horror creature has already been added. Now, I'm going to tell you what horror creature it is right off the bat, because we're not probably going to see it this episode. The horror mod that was added is From the Fog. Basically, it adds in a very passive Herobrine. He's going to be off doing his thing, largely just staring at us off in the distance. Or maybe popping up behind us. Now, there's one thing that I do want to say about From the Fog. And that is that it's not always going to be active. What I mean by that is, basically, right off the bat, Herobrine is going to be active from the mod From the Fog. But as time progresses, I'm going to end up deleting the mod and replacing it with a more active version. To my knowledge, there are 3 different Herobrine mods. There's this one, which is From the Fog, which is very passive. He doesn't really do a lot. He just stares at you and tries to jump scare you by spawning behind you. Then there is a slightly more active one who poses a subtle threat. And then finally there is the End of Herobrine mod, which makes him a legitimate threat and he can do a lot of damage. Stuff like place lava in your house to burn it down just to try and kill you or destroy everything that you love, you know, that kind of stuff. So as time progresses, From the Fog will be removed and it'll be replaced with harder and harder versions of Herobrine. Right now, he's just he's scoping it out. He's seeing what we're doing and all that. But for anybody who isn't aware of From the Fog, it has a 3-day period in which Herobrine won't interact with you. In all honesty, I probably should have activated it during episode 1, but whatever. So, we probably won't see him this episode. If we do, it'll be at the very tail end of the episode, rather than, you know, through the entire course of the episode. But this means that we essentially have another day where it's a bit of a freebie, you know? There's nothing that actually threatens us. Herobrine is mainly just there to stare at us from a distance and be kind of creepy. So, we need to find a location in order to make our base for stuff that we can't really carry with us, as well as get some mining done. And actually, here is one of the Herobrine structures right now. So, he's notorious for making pyramids, so periodically we will find these pyramids. Go away. Periodically, we will find them. That is Herobrine shenanigans right there. But, again, he doesn't really do a whole hell of a lot. So, let's try and find an area, ideally not in a birch forest biome. I'm not going to lie. The houses and outposts that we make, they're not going to be fancy. They're not going to be pretty. You know, I pride myself in being a very good builder. But the whole purpose of this is we are supposed to be very mobile. You know, we are explorers. We're not just settling down in one area. We're going to constantly be moving around and exploring various different places. We're playing a very nomadic playstyle this series. Mainly because we're going to kind of have to constantly stay on the move. There's going to be a few creatures in here where it's just generally going to be a bad idea to just stay in one area for too long. So I'm thinking our first one will be right here on the beach. We got ourselves a dark oak forest. I do love me a good old dark oak forest. Plus, it'll provide early game food in the form of some shrooms. We got some red ones and some brown ones, so we can make some mushroom stew. Which, let's face it, isn't exactly the best type of food. And if these things could stop spawning, that would be awesome. Let's just throw down some torches. It's not going to stop them spawning in the entire area, but at the very least, I'll be able to see what I'm doing. So yeah, we have yet another freebie day where there's not going to be a whole hell of a lot going on that actually poses a threat to us. Obviously, there are zombie skeletons and spiders, oh my, but I wouldn't say that they're exactly a threat. I know how to handle a few skeletons, zombies, and spiders. Even a creeper or two, but... Go away. Let me go over here so that I can eat. Now you can die. Stop moving. You annoy me. Ooh, we have our first book. What do we got? What do we got? We got, ooh, Swordmaster. That's actually a pretty good one, isn't it? Why do you things always have to spawn? Go away. Swordmaster. Increase attack speed by 30%. Yeah, we'll take that. So now he should swing 30% faster. It doesn't really look like a whole hell of a lot, but it is definitely there. We got 9 more torches that we can spray around the area. Try and limit spawns as much as possible. This is a dark oak forest, which means there's always going to be creatures and creepy crawlies hiding around inside. But we can at least limit the amount of damage that they're going to do around us. Oh yeah, I can tell now. We definitely have faster attacks. And just wait until we get ourselves our second sword. Go away. Alright, we got step. Slide a short distance. Yeah, there we go. We're probably not going to be using step too often. In fact, same goes with the dodge, but we do have it in case we do need it. You are obnoxious. Stop spawning and attacking. I do not like you. I have a feeling you don't like me either, which is probably why you're attacking in the first place, but... Alright, let's get this dock oak tree down. Again, it's not going to be a pretty house. It's just going to be a place that we can go into that'll be safe. Now, we do have a few conditions when it comes to actually making structures and bases for ourselves. Restriction number 1. It has to be reachable. Basically, there are a few horror creatures on this list that are capable of climbing like spiders, which is horrifying in of itself. They still have to be able to reach us in some manner. Now, whether or not they actually get to us is another matter. But they have to be able to reach us in some way, shape, or form. Which means we can't just place down a pillar and then in the sky make a little base that's floating. We can't do that. However, what we can do is make pillars, keep the pillars there, and then make a platform on top of it. Because like I said, they have to be able to reach us. If they can climb blocks, they can still technically reach us. Because a lot of the creatures that can climb blocks are capable of breaking blocks. So they still pose a threat to us. It's just that anything that can't climb won't be a particularly large issue. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on number 6 is where we're going to have them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then the last one goes right here. Wonderful. So yeah, it's not going to be pretty. It's just going to be something that will keep us safe. And at the end of the day, that's realistically all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be some fancy big-ass house. Now, this one here, on this beach, this will be our primary base of operations. When we need to come back to a structure in order to either hide or do various different stuff like Tinker's Construct and even cooking food, we're going to be coming back to this place. That is the plan. So this base will probably receive expansions, and then everywhere else that we end up building a structure, those will essentially just be outposts. Basically, they're little safe houses that we can go to in really bad situations. but they're not going to be our primary residence. You know, they might have a few chests with some emergency supplies, but that's about it. We don't need anything too fancy. So, we are going to continue to chop all of this down. There's an entire forest, so I'm not particularly worried about the saplings. In fact, I don't really care about the saplings at all. Okay, and then a typical thing that I do for these bases is I actually realized that I made them... No, wait, they're 5 on these sides. Okay, so what I typically do is a lot of creatures that are capable of climbing and move really fast. Basically, a lot of the horror creatures, they can cross a 1-block gap, but... Hi! Jesus Christ, this scared the hell out of me. But they can't cross a 2-block. So 1, 2. So we'll make a pillar here that have ladders on it that will allow us easy access into the base itself. And we'll have one on the other side as well. I guess maybe we should do 3 instead of 2. There's a chance that they could climb up a 2. Or they could get across a 2. Game. Oh, that's right. I forgot. 1, 2. So actually, no, because we want a lip. We want an overhang. So 1, 2, 3. Right there. Unfortunately, that is currently a 4-block gap. So we'll just stick that there for now. Perfect. Ow. Do we have fancy ladders? I don't remember. We do have fancy ladders. What does an dark oak ladder look like? Oh, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, we have fancy ladders. Okay. I made far too many ladders, but whatever. Doesn't matter. For now, that can just go down there. So yeah, we'll probably have expansions to this base. That way we can actually have all the stuff that we plan on making it from. And nope, we are out of our wood. Ow, my ankles. My bones, my precious bones. Okay, so that should be good enough for now. We'll bring out the axe, get that done charging, and then we will strip the legs. We won't strip the outline, though. I like the outline staying as is. We can strip this as well. Okay, so now we need... We need these. And this could just go up there for right this second. Ow, I'm an idiot. Because I need the logs up there because I'm working with 1 inventory slot right now. So that can go over there. Jump. Fall down. I need the planks. Thank you. And we'll come back up. Okay. Let's make ourselves some... Of course they don't stack. Some stairs. Go boop and overhang. Probably should use a different wood type for this, but I like dark oak, so leave me alone. You know, let's just process all of it, and for fuck's sakes. Okay, I don't need 40 stairs, but fuck it. Our base of operations is incredibly important. And then worst case scenario, we are right next to the water. We can just dive bomb into the water to make a quick getaway. Because although there are certainly some horror creatures that are fast in water and can swim in water, we should be able to outsmart them and outpace them. So yeah, that should work. They shouldn't be able to climb that. However, it still serves as a potential threat because if something gets below us, like, I'm just going to say one of them, it's going to come as no surprise. The man from the fog is going to be in this pack, and he can climb and he can break blocks. Now, if we're just standing here on the floor, like right next to this pillar right here, he can break all the blocks around me. So we do have to be careful. We'll probably have multiple floors. That way he can still technically reach me. But unless I'm right next to said blocks, he's likely not going to break them. Again, that's likely, not a certainty that he isn't going to break them. He could still potentially break them just to be an asshole, but it's unlikely that he will. What the hell is going on with my head when I enter the inventory? No, it's not. Okay, stash all the stuff that we do not need on us, which is all of that. Come down here and get our sticks, and then we are going to get to some more wood. I really should have installed the tree chopping mod. That would have been smart. But we do have Tinker's Construct, so we can get the lumber's axe at a later date. I mean, I guess there's nothing saying that we can't kickstart Tinker's Construct now. We just have to limit ourselves to iron tools. What's the modifier for iron? I think it's magnetic. It's not exactly ideal, but it's not terrible, I guess. I'm not a super big fan of magnetic, but... slurp up everything. Wonderful. Grab the log over here. And head on up. Into the house. Also, as this series goes on, obviously I'm recording these in sort of bulk. So I'll probably be a few episodes ahead of where you guys are when you view these episodes. But if there are horror mods that you guys want to recommend, which I know I'm going to regret saying that, if there are horror mods that you guys want to see in here or could recommend to me, I may consider them. I'm not going to promise that I will, but it's a possibility. Now, there are certain mods that are just outright not going to be added, either because I just don't want to deal with them, or because there's actual conflicts that I've discovered. Like, for example, the rake mod. At least one of the newer mods, it absolutely breaks with another mod that we're going to have in here, so unfortunately we will not be having the rake join us on our little misadventures here. However, there are other mods that I will probably end up allowing or adding depending on what you guys think or like or would want. So do keep that in mind. If there is a mod that you guys want to see and it's one that I can realistically swing, then we may end up having it installed. And I still have to figure out what the hell is causing an issue there. Give me both of those. There we go. Fancy staircase. All the way. What the fuck did I do? Oh, I see what I did. Haha! I see. I'm an idiot. There we go. That's better. Now we have access to a second floor. Now, as of right this second, I think the only thing that'll actually pose a legitimate threat to us, quote-unquote threat to us, is phantoms, because they will be attacking me and being general nuisances. But, you know, that's phantoms. We can deal with phantoms as they come. They're easy. But they're still a nuisance. Just keep on chopping down more of this forest in order to fuel our crazy shenanigan stuff. I do apologize, Dark Oak Forest, that I am eviscerating you like this, but it is all in the name of survival and progress. Theoretically. Oh, Jesus. Why did that scare me? It's just a zombie. I even heard it coming. Nope, turn on combat. Go away. You annoy me. Quickly get up inside of the base before another zombie finds me. Get me now, douchebag! You are certainly welcome to try and get me. I did not need 8, but I guess we're being wasteful today. Oh well. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. Oh, what have I done? That is far too much wood. Can I spare doing that? Yeah, I can. I'm gonna whack my head against it. Be a time though. So with that in mind, let's actually swap it out for a pair of stair. And then I shouldn't whack my head against it. No, I will not. Perfect. Little life hacks. I guess if you can call it a life hack. What do we want to do for this level? Also, are there any sheep around us? There are some sheep. Do we have iron? I'd rather shear them than kill them. Well, technically we have iron. Yes, we have iron. Begone, foul beast. And shears. Perfect. Let's get ourselves another chest. Make this a double. And then we can eventually go mining. Because that will be a very, very important thing that we will need to do. I cannot stress enough how vital that is going to be. We have plenty of food, though. My God, look at all that food. I mean, half of it isn't even cooked, but, you know, whatever. Details. Who needs them? 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoops. Why did I just do that? 5. Oh, for fuck's sakes, game. You're really gonna do this to me. Why? It's so annoying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I said 5. Smoker. Oh, for the love of God. Okay, I need to figure out what's causing that at the end of this episode. Because I'm not going to deal with that all the time. Now, luckily, we have an entire beach here, so we can grab some sand and turn into some glass. Make some glass. Because although glass is a danger to us, it's also a helpful tool to us. We might also be adding in a bit of a texture pack. I'm probably thinking maybe... Oh, that's right. I gotta do a shader as well. So maybe the shader that I've recently been obsessed with is a different one than the one that we're normally used to. Mixed with maybe Chroma Hills. I've always loved Chroma Hills. Ever since I found it, I've always been a fan of Chroma Hills. It's just such a beautiful looking pack. Or texture pack. That being said, that is by no means a guarantee that that is what we're using. There's a lot of creatures around me. We even have sea bunnies. Sea bunny, sea bunny. Let's actually do a full stack. This looks like dog shit, but I don't really care because we're not going to be spending much time at the house anyway. I mean, I guess now it's at least a little bit better. I'm not good at landscaping. I see a zombie. He does not see me. Torches. That's another thing we're gonna need. 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you. Do that. And then... torches. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, let's do, lanterns. I do love me some lanterns. They are pretty. It does say that I can hang them on my belt. I've tried so many different times, and unfortunately, I cannot actually hang them from my belt. There we go. Move this one to over here. I don't know what we're gonna do with the roof. Another thing that we do want to make is a little platform area where I can grind out some Endermen. Because the longer it takes us to go and fight the Ender Dragon and kill it, the worse off we're gonna be. Because there are actually some, various different things with, whatchamacallit, Epic Fight that will prove to be very useful. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what I mean by that, because I'm being incredibly cryptic, because I'm too focused on other things, is the books that we collected for Epic Fight, specifically the one that was Swordmaster as well as our Step ability. There are a few of them that can only be found in end cities, and they are quite useful, I will say that. So we want to try and get those as soon as possible. Plus, there are other various different pieces of equipment that I want access to as quickly as possible. So, in the last episode, I had talked about a fancy sword that I wanted to gain access to, and it was called the Moonless. This thing is cool as shit. It's from Weapons of Miracle, which I don't think is the actual name of it. I think it's called Miracle Weapons of Minecraft or something like that. So fuck it. So at Miracle. So this is all the weapons that are included, and there's only a few of them that are actually worth getting. These would be the Agony, which is a spear. This thing is awesome. Moonless, which is... I don't even know how to describe that thing. There is also the Katana, which is pretty damn good. I forgot that there's the sword in here. I have not tested the sword. And then there's this little thingy down here. Now, it doesn't look like it, but I believe that this is also... No, it's this one. This is the weapon that we want. So, there are quite a few cool weapons with this mod, I'm not gonna lie, and we're gonna try and get a few of these. Like, how do we get this? We need a demon seal, a netherite upgrade, and another star in order to get this weapon, and this weapon is awesome. What about the sword? The sword is a katana looking weapon from Epic Fight, as well as the demon seal and a netherite upgrade. Well, that's not ideal. What about Moonless? Apparently you can't craft Moonless in this edition, which is weird because I'm pretty sure it's a netherite dagger, ender pearls, and endstone. What about the spear? Can't craft the spear either. So we're probably going to have to find those in chests. Where exactly we find those chests, I have no fucking clue. And then there is this different armor. And this armor, I don't know if we're actually going to end up using these. They add absolute shit tons of health, but the durability or the defense of the armor is kind of shitty. As you can see, it's not exactly great. So against most of these creatures, it's not going to really be useful. We'll probably end up getting our asses handed to us if we try to use these. However, we do have those, and they are pretty cool. Damn it. Oh, you couldn't have given me all the fragments so that I could make another one. You had to give me 3. That is just fucking rude, bro. There we go. A whole bunch of food, a whole bunch of iron. We can finally pimp ourselves out with the rest of our iron armor. There we go. Cover me in iron. You can call me Iron Man, not Iron Man. Iron Man would be incorrect. I am Iron Man. Because I'm fucking weird. Now, on either side, we're not going to fill in a 3 gap. That way I can actually jump in and out of the base. It does mean that it's going to be a little bit more dangerous because there is the potential of things actually getting in through there. But I don't think it's going to matter too much. There are certain things that we can do to ensure our safety a little bit more, such as using trapdoors and stuff. Oddly enough, there's a lot of creatures that can break blocks that can't break trapdoors. I don't know why this is a thing, but that is a thing. Not all of them, though. There are still going to be some that are still going to be a huge problem. But that is a thing that we could potentially abuse, and we need our arrows on us. Backpack is empty. We can deposit those. Let's go find us some sheep so we can get some wool so that we can make a bed. There's some sheep up here. There's an Enderman. There's 2 Enderman. When fighting the Enderman, we'll probably disable combat mode because it'll be easier for us. Hi! Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Fucking Jesus. Why are you doing karate? You're not good at attacking me. Thank you for the ender pearl. Where was the other one? It's over here. He's underground, so we're not going to be able to get to him. Where's the Shep? Shep is over here. At the very least, we have... Hi. Why are you mad at me? We have 1 ender pearl, which will actually help a fair bit. Alright, that is all of the wool that we need. Actually, I should keep the string, because I'm going to need to make handles and stuff. Now, I am going to say this. Later on in the series, a very potentially problematic mod is going to be added. So we need to get as many golden apples as early as possible. The longer we take, the more dangerous it's going to be for us to even get these things from the golden apple cows. So basically, we need to commit mass golden cow genocide as early and quickly as possible in order to really help ourselves in the long term. There we go. Now we have a bed. That bed is probably going to get obliterated by the man from the fog, but that's a problem for a later date. That is not a problem for us right now. That is a problem for future us. Home base, we'll put that as green. There we go. Home base is set up and rockin'. So now we need to collect a bunch of sand, which is easy enough. We need to collect clay and gravel, which are going to be a little bit more difficult. Now, maybe if we're lucky, there's a bunch of gravel down here, but I don't know if there's any clay. I think clay only comes from warm oceans and riverbeds. Now, there's a river over there, so let's go check out the river real quick. Actually, I should make my second sword so that I can dual wield finally. So, stick and 2 iron. Now, if you remember, we are a blacksmith in profession, which means our weapons have slightly more damage. We have a 0.5 extra damage. Normally, an iron sword is 6 damage, I believe. These are 6.5. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. And I think they may even have slightly more durability than a normal iron sword. I could be wrong on that. I forget all of the boons that it provides us. Is that a patch of clay? It is a patch of clay. Okay, good. I should have made a iron spoon. I realize that now. I really should have made an iron spoon. Our house looks really dorky. It looks like a house that you would find on like the beaches in Florida. You know, it's up on stilts. It's up on stilts. I guess we're technically Florida man at this point, which is not something I am particularly ecstatic about. I find the activities of Florida man to be amusing. That doesn't mean that I want to be him. We're just gonna carve out this entire layer. Just get plenty of sand. This probably isn't even going to be enough sand, I'm gonna be honest. Because we are going to need a lot of sand, clay, and gravel in order to make the hidden under roots. Find a monster maze. Whoa! Those baby zombies. Those are baby zombies. That's a lot of baby zombies, and they're all in full iron. Okay, yeah, we're not going in there. That seems like suicide. And I do not condone suicide, therefore we are going to be ignoring that. Such a fucking goofy way of saying, I'm not going in there. If we go in there, we are going to have a bad time. I suppose technically that is the wrong type of monster to be saying that for, but, you know, you get what I mean. They're zombies, not skeletons, but regardless, the point still stands. We are going to have a bad time if we go in there. Is there any gravel? There's a little bit of gravel right here. Not a lot, but it's better than nothing. Yoink. So just in case anybody is wondering what in God's name I'm currently doing, I am getting the resources in order to make I am grout. Which I believe is still the description of that. Yep, I am grout. We are making grout so we can turn it into seared bricks so that we can start making a Tinker's Construct smeltery. Because that is going to be vital for us. Now, let's see if we can find some more gravel. Again, we have the ocean, which has a whole bunch of gravel, but I'd rather not be digging underwater the entire time. We could also probably do with a bit more, really, all we need is sand. We have a lot of clay. Although I suppose that's really not going to give us that much grout with that amount of clay. Maybe, I don't know. You need a lot of sand, clay, and gravel in order to make a smeltery. Like, an almost unnecessary amount. Let's just completely terraform the land. Because we're going to need a lot of sand, we're going to need a lot of clay, and we're going to need a lot of gravel. So we'll just carve out all of this. And then I think in the next episode, because we're probably going to be doing this for the majority of the night, or the majority of this episode, we will go actually hardcore mining. Because that's when shit's about to get real, is next episode. Because I know what's happening in the next episode. I know what horror creature is being added. You guys don't, though. And I'm not particularly happy about the next creature we're going to have to deal with. More glass. It's more of a nuisance than anything, but that doesn't mean that I want to have to deal with it. Perfect. There we go. Our house is fully glassed up. We're technically protected from the majority of things. Most things will not be able to reach us and harm us. Let's Geronimo on down and get some gravel. It'd be really nice if I had the normal vein miner, but we have the vein miner that is required as an enchantment book. Ow. Ow. Hi. Why are you here? Why are you bothering me? How did you even see me? Hello, sea bunny. There's a drowned nearby. Oh, hi. Did you instantly? No, the zombie's right there. I was gonna say, if you instantly turned into a drown, that's kind of impressive. Hey, guess what? You can't climb a nerd pole. I can. See ya. Okay, I am grout is going to be made. Whoops. Yeah, that's not enough. That is definitely not enough grout. But it's a start. It is a start, and that is what matters at the end of the day. What the fuck? Oh, it's a dragonfly. I thought shit was already breaking. I barely even... Ah, there's a fly in my face. Let me think. I don't think smelteries have to be square. They might, though. We'll have to experiment. Because an ideal situation is just making it, like, technically for... Oh, shit. You may not rest now. There are monsters nearby. God fucking A. Hi. You fucking irritate me. I do not have a lot of arrows, and I do not want to waste them. That being said, I'm pretty sure you can call this wasting arrows. Oh, wait. Ow. Fuck off. Zombie! Come here. Look at that attack speed. Don't you just love that? I think I have a mod that allows us to turn rotten flesh into leather. Not that that's particularly useful to us, but that is a possibility of things that we can do. Let us sleep. Get rid of the menace that is phantoms. Nobody likes your bullshit. There we go. We got some seared bricks. Now, we need 2 faucets. We need a base. We can't afford a basin yet. Now we can afford a basin. So what I'm thinking is that this top floor is going to be like that. And then... No, I don't want to place it through the block. No. Okay, I'm gonna have to get the blocks first. Not exactly ideal, but not terrible. Wait, how do I have so many faucets? Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Also, please don't tell me that it was actually... You come here. You'll go there. And you can sit there for now. We need to get all of the rest of the stuff. Apparently we have more faucets than I intended to make. Is it seriously... Do you seriously get fucking 3 per batch? You do get 3 per batch. God damn it, I just wasted some. Ah, whatever. I have to remember what the recipe is. Well, the recipes are right here. I can make a seared lantern? Where is the one that I'm looking for? Not a heater. Not a chute. Where is the thingy that I want? Okay, this is... I haven't played with the most recent version of Tinker's Construct, so I have to figure out what the hell it is. Filter smelter using cans of buckets and output. Smelter item input and output. Wait. You can't... Wait, can you not make the old school one anymore? Can you only make the melter now? Oh, crap. I don't know how the melter works. This is potentially problematic. No, this isn't the stuff that I need. Please tell me I'm just being an idiot. Please tell me I'm just being an idiot. Yeah, this is the stuff we're looking for. Smeltery. Oh, you do. They changed it. You do need to make the heater first. Okay, so we need to find copper, and we need to make this. We need 5 glass. We have 3. It's not ideal. Oh, just combine the fucking stacks, please. We don't have enough cobblestone. I need to go and get copper anyway, because apparently that's now a requirement. And we're gonna need copper for bullets anyway. Where the hell was that, like, little weird cave looking thing? Here it is. Come on, have some goodies for me. Just once. Be nice to me, game. It's not looking like it. I'm gonna have to make my own mine, aren't I? Got some coal around here, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. Well, that's less than ideal. I mean, coal is useful, but that's not what we're currently after. I need copper. Copper. I need some copper. Kappa. I guess let's look around and see if maybe there is a cave nearby. A proper cave. If not, then we just start making a mine at our base. Which, I'll be honest, I'm not super excited for, but yeah, I'm not seeing anything out here. Alright. Fuck it. I've already lost patience. We're just gonna make a mine at the base. Bongy. Why are you missing health, my dude? That's a little suspicious. Wait a minute. Have I been blind this whole fucking time? Is there really a... There is a pyramid here. Why? Herobrine, fuck off. Destroying your pyramid. Fuck you. You dingus. Go find somewhere else to make your... What are you doing? What the fuck is my zoom button? I don't have a zoom button. What are you doing? Is a fishing rod. Is he gonna try and use it on me? I don't think he is gonna. Hi. Anyway. I get distracted way too easily. Grab this sugar cane as well as whatever delicious goodies are over here, and then again we're gonna go and make the mine. More apples. I apologize to do this to you, but I need your ham. I do apologize. I feel bad. Not really, but I do feel bad. And I'm sorry that your life had to come to such a unclimactic end as me chopping your head off with a knife. But, you know, life isn't always fair. Life isn't always fair, and sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches. Roll with what's given to you. Oh, there goes the iron spoon. I could go make a new one, but I think we'll just suffer through this. Because I am an a-hole. Herobrine shouldn't be active, but I swear I'm hearing steps around me. There's nothing actually near us. I miss the days where you could just make a smeltery control and you didn't have to go through the melter first. I imagine we're probably going to need a lava tank under the melter in order to get the copper to smelt. If I had to guess, I would say that is probably what's going to have to happen. But I guess I don't know everything, so there is a possibility that that isn't the case. Hey, Kappa. Just what we were looking for. We even got some coal as well. Everybody loves a bit of coal. Unless it's Christmas, I guess. Then I suppose, yeah, you probably wouldn't love coal that much. Coal in your stocking. Slurp all this up real quick. I have no idea how long I've been recording for. We may already be at an hour. I have no idea. What are we at? Oh, we are very close to an hour. We're at 55 minutes. 56 minutes, somewhere in there. Time really does fly by when you're only doing an hour per episode. That's not ideal. But we do have the base set up at the very least. Herobrine should be making his appearance sooner or later. Because it is roughly 3 days each episode. Oh my god, we have so much crap in our invent. Diorite be gone. Dirt be gone. We can plant the sugarcane real quick. Ow. My bones. You're gonna attack me, aren't you? Oh! He's a trident boy. That's a problem. It's a good thing I looked. You are an issue. Hi. Hi, you're a problem. Can you fuck off? I would appreciate it if you could. He's not throwing the trident. He's just coming closer. I'm kind of confused. Is it because of epic fight? Are you not actually going to throw the trident? Ah! What the fuck? Fuck you. D-bag. You aren't nearly as much of an issue as you think you are. The issue was your friend, and your friend is now dead. You're just annoying. Why can't I just pick it the fuck up? Well, luckily we took barely any damage because, haha, we got that iron. We got that iron, it ain't no problem. Okay, we have all the seared brick. We need more glass. Let's throw half a stack of glass or sand in there to get half a stack of glass. Hi. You are really obnoxious and you're not gonna go away until I deal with you, are you? Go away. I actually have to check what the actual order of creatures is. I know what the next episode's is, but... Okay. I remember now. The next horror creature I don't think will be that much of an issue, but it could. It could be. Thank you. I'm assuming that this is the thing that I actually need. That doesn't look right. I don't know how this works. Hi. What the fuck are you holding? Double-headed axe. I assume that's correct. I don't actually know. I also miss the days where you got one each time. Okay, so there's the glass. So now I need to make ourselves one of those. And then make this. And then I need to make not a fuel gauge. I need the actual tank itself. There it is. So put that there, and then I think you just put that there. Actually, no, there's no reason for me to do it like that. And then I think you just put it straight on the side. And then we need a casting table. Basic meltery. I assume that's correct. Do we have a bouquet? We do not have a bouquet. We will not have a bouquet. I don't know why I'm saying like that. Let's get 2 bouquet. 2 bouquet. And then let's look on the map. Ooh, there's an airship near us. That's good to know. And there is a lava pool right here. So create waypoint. Lava pool. We'll set it to red, I guess. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this episode. Actually, you know what? Let's just go until it's daytime. And then we'll end it off. So let's go and get ourselves some lava buckets. Yeah, you think you can harm me, but you're not a threat to me. So next episode isn't going to be as dangerous as I thought it was going to be, but it's still going to be a problem. So yeah, whilst we go on over here to the lava pool and get some lava buckets, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you guys are looking forward to the next one, where yet another horror creature is going to be added, as well as one of our boon mods is going to be active now. You guys will have to wait and see what the next horror mod is, as well as what boon we gain access to. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. The next episode should be coming out relatively shortly. Keep in mind that if you have any recommendations or any things that you want to inform me about, I am going to be a few episodes ahead, because I am recording these in bulk before the first one is even published. So it may end up being like episode 4, 5, maybe even episode 6 before I see the actual comments when this video series actually goes live. Hopefully I won't be that far ahead. Hopefully I can show some self-control. Fuck off, skeleton. Ow! Asshole. But we will have to see. Let's get back on over to the house. We'll fill up the melter with with the lava buckets. It's just gonna be a thing now. It is not lava buckets, it is lava bucket. Knowing some of the viewers that I have, there's probably gonna be people who is gonna say it that way every single time, and everybody else who isn't used to this or hasn't seen this episode is gonna be like, what the fuck are they on about? Some lava buckets. Perfect. That does work. I need 4 ingots. Good God. So, yeah. That is the end of this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys are looking forward to the next episode. So, whilst we quickly make this, I will bid... What the fuck? Seared brick. Oh, it needs to be in a basin. Okay. Bear with me for 1 second whilst I do this real quick, because I am determined. Bloop. Bop. So, yeah, with that being done, I will bid you guys farewell. See you guys.